verdict left for the rest of the defendants that were accused in the very famous Port Said massacre that took place last summer when there was a soccer game between Al Masri and Al Ahli in Port Said, or one of the Suez Canal cities, that resulted in assassinating and brutal killings of more than 174 of our youth, the best of our youth. There were lots of riots, lots of rampage after that brutal killing of the youth on both sides, and that resulted on a verdict in January, last January. 21 defendants were sentenced, given death sentences. They were referred to the Mufti of Al Jumhuriyah, and only a few days ago there were other sentences. The judge upheld 21 sentences: death by hanging, sentenced 2 senior police officers to 15-year terms, 22 civilians of terms ranging from life to 1 year, and acquitted a number of 28 other individuals. And the ultras went on a rampage because 7 policemen had been among those acquitted. Of course, the rampage has no end. This is one of the most popular, the saddest incidents in Egypt's history after the revolution. And with us to analyze the situation in general is Major General Magdi Amin. He's historical and political analyst. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, General. Straight into the thick of things. How do you see the verdict and the consequences of it?
We would like, right now we can talk about the verdict because the case has been finished. Although it's not according to the rule of the judgment. It's isolated judgment. That means we must trust our judges in their own court. That means nobody of those judges will going to meet God with a verdict that he can do something about it. That means he's going to be the victim. He is not going to be the victim. From this resolution of the court order, and the court order we must respect here as Egyptians, as this is the column of the civilization. I never saw a people in the history, except in Superman comics newspapers, that means they are calling for falling the law down to earth, which has happened here by a few people of us from our citizenship. So the verdict by itself, it's a fair verdict to the victim and according to the deceased by himself. So, and the killers, it have been killed in my own home. It's impossible. What kind of people they are? Or we are, that means we lost the values and morals in life to kill our own children going for cheering up a football match. So I know, I don't think, I know quite well that every judge took his own time and plenty of time to study each case by itself, and he gave the right verdict for each one.
But Major General Amin, we still see the calls for disobedience that took place and that is contagious in many governorates, and it almost took place in all of the governorates of the Suez Canal. And before, people were calling for the leave of the Supreme Council of the Armed Forces. Now they are calling back for their assistance in some way. And lately, the statements, the very honest statements by Field Marshal al-Sisi came to receive great applaud by the people. So how do you analyze the strategic situation?
As much as I understand your question, it has been mixed up. the verdict of the law,
Mm.
according to the civilized world we are living in. We must be civilized, respected. To go, Egypt is a part of this world. Everybody is looking to it. It's not the Egyptian judges as well. There are some institutions outside of Egypt are studying this verdict and studying this situation. So what's wrong in this? This is a riot came out of it, that there are some victims. 74 of our children have been killed in another city, and the other city has its own part. That means some people, outlaws or very prejudiced to their own club, have the right to kill another person.
Yeah, but my question was referring to the still plateau situation that is still ongoing in Egypt, the disobedience in a great number of the governorates of Egypt, in spite of that fair verdict that you refer to, but still there is disobedience in some governorates, and some of the people are cluing to calling back for the army to take its course in the scene.
Port Said by itself, by itself, I call it the city, victim city. It had been fall down in a victim. So the people of Port Said, and Port Said by itself, because it is near by the frontiers, that means the eastern frontiers, and very easy. This is the conjunction point between the sea and the land to the east frontier of Egypt, front of Egypt. So it had been mixed up with some kind of races or races inside it, like Palestinians, like Bedouins, Arab Bedouins, and so it had been mixed up. So the city by itself, it had been falling in a riot. That's why the people they were not going to be calm, because there are some influences from outside are pushing hard on the Port Said to be not on a stable city as it is. Although Port Said by itself, those people have been suffered all over the history, 1956 to 1967, during the war, 1973, by the withdrawal of the army from there. It has suffered a lot. And the grandchildren, the grandfathers right now, their grandchildren are suffering the same, because they heard it and they lived this tragedy of the city of Port Said. The army is going inside because right now there is a hatredness and untrained police. Untrained police. That means the police by itself is not trained during the last period of the history to deal with such a mass chaos. So they are not trained, not like in Germany, for example. They are much more aggressive, the police there. They are beating up, but there is no more, and even Molotov and. But they are well trained to contain the situation and to make the complete maneuver to contain this.
Who's aggressive? What side is aggressive in Germany?
I'm saying in Germany, they are
police is
very well
aggressive?
trained. Our police in Port Said, they didn't know how to deal with the situation, and they started to defend themselves.
But the police is aggressive in Germany?
Yes, very
what
much.
about
in
the police
England,
in
and in
England?
England, for example, in demonstration like that, they are very aggressive and very severe and very firm and strict. Our police is lenient, and they are not trained for such confront with the people.
But General, whenever the police forces use violence, a lot of people actually denounce that. Yes, and say that it's not good for the police forces to be using violence against the protesters, the peaceful protesters, as they call them. So
Exactly.
it's just a
If
cycle.
I
And
know,
it's never ending.
if
Since
I
the
know,
revolution.
we are talking about military tactics or police tactics inside cities. So their tactics is not, they are not trained for. If I am trained for to make such a city for like that in Port Said, I was going to make a maneuver and I'm going to condemn the complete riot. I can make it. There are some people can make it. It needs training. We learned it from several lessons before that,
Right,
but they didn't know it.
But General Amin, let me stop here because this is a very important point. It's well known for a common knowledge for everyone that there are universal international standards on how to crack down on protesters and demonstrations. There is the tear gas first, or you can address the people first, I guess. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. And then the water cannons, and then you fire not with live ammunition on the knees, and then you never use the live ammunition. I mean, there are international standards. Experts like you know very well. Please explain
This
it
is
to us.
a lake of experience.
But explain to us the steps taken.
This is a lake of what I'm going to defend myself. I'm a police officer, and there are some people attacking me, and I'm not trained to deal with such a situation. I'm going to take my gun to defend myself. I'm defending myself. So it's not trained. I have a better solution for it. I can use it by hand. I can use it by maneuver. I can send the trucks in the back and take the riots to the front. I can push them back there. It's a tactics of maneuver inside the cities, which is the army, one of the branches, how when you occupy a city, how you're going to do it. That's why the army, when entered Port Said, of course, every house in Port Said, they have even one soldier or one officer from the army living there. So they are their own folks. That means they are my sister and my sons and everybody from. That's why you were going to see that the chemical work together between the Port Saidian and the army, because they were, when in 1956 and 1967 and 1973, the people who opened the arms is the people of Port Said to the army. You understand? And the army is very well trained to deal with such a situation because they learn it at the school, and they have been making maneuvers how to occupy a city and how to calm down the occupied city. But Port Said is not occupied because it's our land.
The Major General Magdi Amin, the member of the Land Party and the strategic and political analyst, thank you very much for being with us today on Nile Cruise.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now it's time to go out for a quick break, so stay tuned.